Welcome back to the channel, everyone. A while back, I interviewed our go-to home stager, Tiffany, about the trends she saw in home staging to help sellers get the most interest and top dollar on their home. Today, I'm going to share the best practices for staging your home for photos and showings that are true regardless of popular fads. I'm Joe Nelson of the Nelson Home Group, Kansas City's highest rated real estate team on Google. While staging your home could get you an extra 20% in sales price over an unstaged home, there are definitely some best practices you can do, even if you don't have the time or money to invest in painting your home in the color of the year or drop big money on upgrades. These are easy, cost-effective ways to make the most of the photos and video advertising of your home, as well as provide a blank canvas, so to speak, for interested buyers during their tour. The first thing to consider is completely cost-free. Take a look at the layout of each room and think about the flow they have. When you enter the room from either door, is it easy to navigate to all the main features of the room, or does it feel cluttered and a little clumsy? Take a step back and put yourself into a new buyer's shoes. You may walk the way you walk through with ease because this is a layout you're used to or you prefer, but would someone entering the home for the very first time feel the same way? How many people is the room designed to accommodate, and can everyone fit comfortably in there? What's the room's purpose? If we're talking about the living room, for example, we ideally want a space where the whole household can gather and feel relaxed and cozy in the space. This room is going to need a bit more floor space than a single person bedroom, and it will need plenty of seating also. Make sure sofas and chairs are arranged for people to sit and visit with each other while still leaving plenty of space for multiple people to walk through and get to their spot or to adjacent rooms. Kitchens and dining rooms are other rooms where the same principle applies. Non-essential furniture in the room should be at a minimum or gone altogether. A little here and a little there is great to pull the aesthetic together, but too much will feel obstructing. Let the buyer's imagination fill in those spaces. The idea is to inspire them to imagine themselves and their things living in the home, so keep it to just enough to get these creative juices flowing without overloading their senses. Following along those same lines, the next thing you want to do is declutter the home. Again, you have to put yourself in the position of someone seeing the house for the very first time. Some clutter is obvious, like mail you haven't gotten to filing and stacked up on the counter, or an unmade bed from the morning rush, or kids' toys that were placed on a counter in a hurry so no one would step on them. Some is a little less obvious though, and it may not be clutter at all for your personal tastes. As we live in a space, we have a habit of collecting things that spark our interest and filling the empty spaces we have with those things. It's something we enjoy, so we enjoy having it there. But everyone has their own personal aesthetic, and seeing a lot of someone else's personal flair can keep a buyer from seeing a home as theirs. And that's the feeling we're going for. We want a potential buyer to walk into your home and see all the potential it has for themselves and feel at home while turning. That feeling increases the value of the home, believe it or not, to the buyer, because now it has personal value for them, and they're more likely to put a better offer in on your property. Remember that when it comes to decor and stuff, that less is always more. So if your realtor or professional stager asks you to stash your favorite ceramic rooster in the closet or box it up, it's not a criticism of your style. Don't take it personally. It's to maximize the buyer's ability to put their own imaginative spin on the home as it is. Again, this one is totally free to do. The only thing it'll cost you is the time it takes to store things up and add some empty space back to your walls, shelves, and countertops. Store any appliances that aren't used daily. You want those kitchen and bathroom countertops almost empty. Go ahead and pack up family photos and fill the holes left in the wall where they were hanging. You'll have to do this anyway before you close, so you may as well get it out of the way now. The house doesn't have to look vacant or blank, but a little bit of empty space goes a long way to making your home feel bigger and more attractive to buyers. You almost want it to look like you barely live there. Now that you've decluttered, you'll need to add back a little flair, especially in the main rooms of the home. This will include the living room, kitchen, primary bed and bath, and if you have a family room or other big draw like a sunroom. These are the rooms that get the most attention in marketing photos, videos, and tours. They're the rooms everyone uses, and for the same reason across the board. You want to make sure there are some decorative touches so that they photograph well and they look inviting to buyers. If your home is already vacant, you don't necessarily need to add furniture or art back in, although you can, and you can work with a stager to rent that stuff. People expect a vacant home to be just that, vacant. But if you have a dining table and chairs, a centerpiece will help set it off without looking overdone. Lamps on end tables add flair to a room and give you bonus points for extra lighting to brighten a room even more, which can be really important. A mirror on the wall in a place of family photos adds to the aesthetic while making the room feel a tiny bit bigger. Other good items to pull a room together without being obtrusive are things like fresh flowers, bowls of fresh fruit, pottery, vases, and unlit candles. Just make sure that the items you do leave on display feel cohesive with the furniture and the color of the walls, or it may start to make your home look a bit dated. That said, one or two statement pieces that stand out can grab attention without being too visually busy. Next up, let's brighten the space. Natural light is ideal for home photography. Drawing back curtains and opening blinds for photos and showings will maximize the natural light the home already lets in. Lighter colored window treatments will also help brighten the space. The lighter the color of any object, the more sunlight will bounce off of it and into the room. A dark accent here or there can definitely add some visual interest, but you should avoid it in a room that already has minimal natural lighting. For rooms that don't get a ton of light pouring in, a mirror placed opposite a window will also help reflect that light around the room. This is good to keep in mind for like basements, bedrooms, and rooms where windows are covered by shade from the outside. Giving trees and shrubs a good trim will help prevent branches and brush from filtering light from windows as well. When it comes to indoor lighting, make sure the light bulbs that have gone out are changed and that they're the same intensity and color in light fixtures throughout the room. Softer, lower lighting works okay for most lamps, but overhead light should be brighter, and it's best not to mix warm and cool lights in the same room. Definitely a pet peeve of mine to walk in and see a light fixture with different color bulbs in the same fixture. If your recessed lighting is a warmer temperature and you need to replace a bulb, match it to what you currently have. Please. Make sure all lights are on and window treatments are open for photos and showings. Once you've got the interior done, let's boost that curb appeal. I just mentioned trimming shrubs and trees to keep them from blocking the light going into the home. This also helps with the overall aesthetic of the yard too. The front of the home is the first impression a potential buyer will have. It's typically the first photo associated with the home's marketing, and it's the first thing every passerby is going to see. Potential buyers stand on your front porch or front stoop for a full minute or two with their realtor while they access the lockbox and open the door. Those buyers are forming their opinion right then and there. You don't notice the cracked paint or weeds in the flower beds or crooked lamp maybe because you see it multiple times a day. You live with it. Go stand on your front porch for a full 60 seconds and look around and take note of anything the buyer could see and ding your house on. Make sure to keep the lawn mowed and weeds from overtaking flower beds. Grass that's too high or landscaped that's overrun will give many buyers the impression that upkeep is high maintenance and may scare them away from making an offer. Or they may think, while you haven't maintained the yard, what else in the house have you not maintained? And I've covered this on this channel before, but buyers will put a lot of value into the cosmetics of a home, including how the home looks from the outside. Take down any flags you may have hanging. Again, this isn't to criticize your taste or beliefs, but to allow the buyer to envision putting their own mark on the home once they've bought it. Sports team pennants are fun, but might distract from the buyer's own idea of how they'd style their front porch. Political or activism signs could ruffle some feathers and prevent an otherwise ready buyer from making a good offer. When it comes to patio furniture, take the same approach to flow and clutter that you did inside the home and treat it like another room of the house. Make sure, please, to bring those trash bins inside and vehicles into the garage when possible. People expect to find storage in unfinished spaces spaces like this, but they can steal the attention away from an otherwise beautifully staged porch or yard. Again, these things won't cost you anything but your time, but they make a huge impact on how your home photographs and shows. And there it is, my top 5. No matter what's in fashion and interior design, these practical tips will always help make your home more attractive to buyers. A lot of these probably seem obvious when listed out like this, but in reality, there are a lot of things in our homes that we see so much from day to day that they become part of our background and we struggle to notice them through the eyes of a visitor. Ask your agent or stager for help identifying what items need to be cleared away or moved to help boost your home's appeal. We like to go over these things with sellers as soon as they hire us, and we usually have our stager do this in great detail with you. We offer a complimentary consultation with that home stager, and they can get you even more details and suggestions. I'll link my interview with Tiffany in the description box below so you can check it out. She's got some good tips for anyone looking to update their aesthetic to appeal to buyers in 2024. If you're looking to make a move in the Kansas City area and want to know how best to stage your home to maximize its marketing potential, you can schedule a listing consultation with me using my Calendly link pinned in the comments. Or you can comment, "Stage my home," and I'll direct message you to set up an appointment. The consultation is completely free. It only takes about 30 minutes to an hour, and whether or not we end up working together, you'll walk away with some valuable insight into what it'll take to sell your home for top dollar. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel so others will see it too. We post a new Kansas City real estate or lifestyle video every Friday, and our new listings every week. If you'd like to put KC's #1 marketing plan to work for you, call or text me today. My number's on the screen and in the description. Let my team be your Kansas City real estate experts. See you next time.